So the question comes up a lot of just how do we shift out of this consumer mindset into being more proactive on what we want out of our own life? And I took a training recently from Tony Robbins, and I absolutely love him. So I was doing this training and I was really identifying what it is that's important to me every single day. And I feel like it's easy to get into that consumer mindset. And what he would probably challenge you is if you looked at this diagram of the places where we spend our most time, the consumer diagram or the consumer aspect really is just about avoidance. Where we should be spending our time is in this zone of fulfillment. So when we stop consuming all of the other stuff that people are throwing at us on a regular basis, and we start to live in a place where we're looking for our zone, like what does that look like? What does my zone look like? What is my sense of fulfillment going to come from? It's not going to come from these outside forces. It's going to come from things that are in my heart, in my mind, things that matter to me. When you're sitting down thinking about what is it that you want to be doing, how do you want to snap more into this place of, or live more into this place of fulfillment for yourself, do that circle of life. It's really, really enlightening. So let me just give you like a little quick experience of my personal self doing it recently. So 2 years ago, and I try to do this every couple of years and just really examine, because then from the circle of life, I turn around and I go and start to look at what my goals are. So in the circle of life, you have your spiritual well-being, you have your physical health, you have your mental health, you have financial, family, relationships. So you have all of these different categories, and you sit down and you start to categorize your life and you start to prioritize what truly matters. And what I found when I did this a couple of weeks ago, interestingly enough, is that my categories shrunk. So 2 years ago, I was in this, 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Well, this last time when I did it, I was more in this 4 out of 10 range. And it threw me off guard. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like I thought my spiritual well-being was in check. I thought my physical well-being was in check. And I had to really step back and look at, where has my mind been? Where's my mindset been? And am I in a space where I'm fulfilling myself? And I haven't been. So my career was in this, 9 range, and everything else, family, relationships, all this stuff was suffering. So when we start to look at like consumerism and just these behaviors that we do that we get so naturally sucked into, it's normal. We're humans. We want to have the, next best thing always. But really, at the end of the day, where the true fulfillment is going to come is it's going to come from what matters in your heart and what matters in your mind. So if you haven't taken the Wheel of Life, if you've never done that, you can Google it. It's everywhere online. But Google that, because it's so enlightening to start to identify where are the categories or where are the places in your life where you need to start showing up more for yourself. And that's, the easiest way to just snap yourself out of this behavior that's just self-destructive, so to speak. Oh, it's frightening. I was like, oh my gosh, my family's getting 2 and my career's getting 9. But it's good, because now I'm like, okay, now I know what I need to do. I need to spend more time with my family. Like, I need to show up for the people that need me. I need to start nurturing my body. I need to get back in check with exercising. I need to, eat better. Like, it was such a great reality check for me to just be like, okay, Casey, you're not showing up. Which I think is like a great topic to talk about. Like, what happens when we don't show up in our world? And what are all the things that start to suffer? And I would argue that the first thing that suffers is your family. Because we carry stress, and it's so easy to make a checklist, and to live our lives for making everyone else's dreams come true. But when we sit down and we start to really analyze what matters, then something else is shifting.